Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today I wanted to talk about the Oral Torah. One of my early videos we talked about the Written Torah, the 5 books of Moses. And here we have the classic stone edition art scroll Chumash. I have my notes over here. And you all might have heard of like the Talmud and stuff and Mishnah. So what are these things? We believe that there is a written Torah, and the oral Torah is supposed to help explain the written Torah. So, for example, written Torah tells you to do something, like you need to keep Shabbat. How are you supposed to keep Shabbat? That's where oral Torah comes in. Example, Exodus chapter 21, verse 24, talks about like, if someone's caught stealing or something, eye for an eye. But no one actually takes it literally, like you have to pluck someone's eye out. We know that this means monetary compensation. So if I break your window, let's say I had a diner, that doesn't mean you get to come to my diner or my building and break my window. Maybe I work for you to pay off the window. There's a book published by the Penguin called the Talmud, and it kind of goes into detail on this topic. But here we have a Talmud Bavli, the second tractate Shabbat. This is the first volume of Shabbat. It's split into two. As you can see, there's English translation over here. See, it says Mishnah. And then it gets into Gemara. So the Mishnah is the oral law written down into 6 books. And then Gemara, which means discussion, a rabbi is discussing and debating about the Mishnah. Together, the Mishnah and Gemara form the Talmud. Now don't get it confused from the Mishnah and the Rambam's Mishneh Torah, which is his codification of the Jewish law. So his purpose of this was so you didn't have to go through the Talmud anymore. But Mishneh Torah, I think, means second Torah or second to the Torah. There's also a book called Ein Yaakov, which takes all the stories in the Talmud. Another part of the Mishnah is Perkei Avot, which a lot of Sidurim will have Perkei Avot in it. The chapters of the fathers, or some people translate it as ethics of the fathers. I don't know, you can pause that to read it if you want. Move my hand. Yeah, so this part of the Mishnah. So you can see here, Mishnayot, Moed, so like tractate Sabbath, and Yeah, so you can just get the Mishnah, but because the Talmud is Mishnah and Gemara. It's like 30 plus volumes, 60 volumes, something like that. They actually have this thing called Daf Yomi where people will study a page of Talmud each day, and it takes like 7 years or something. So Written Torah tells you what to do. The Oral Torah tells you how to do it. For example, Deuteronomy 12, verse 21, to do like kosher slaughtering the way Hashem told you to, but nowhere does it actually talk about how to do a kosher slaughter. Different stuff like this, like even beyond like Chumash itself, like in the rest of Tanakh as a whole, like King David's grandma or great grandmother Ruth, who is from Moab, according to the Torah, Moab cannot join into Israel. So how is it that King David's descendant of a Moabite? And the Talmud talks about this prohibition was only to men, because it was the men who would have been outside who didn't greet you and stuff. So they're allowed to marry Moabitess women, but not the men. So that's how King David is part of the house of Israel. That's just one of many examples. And how we get, so Oral Torah was dictated by the Sanhedrin, the Beit Din HaGadol, and we all know that the Torah, the written Torah, was given to Moses, dictated by Hashem, by God. Every word, every letter. Whereas we know Talmud and like different oral writings are like, we don't believe everything is divinely inspired. There's like stupid statements in the Talmud. So we need to know that, make a distinction. But the only reason we go by this Torah says to follow the rulings of the court. So first we have in Deuteronomy 16 verse 18 to establish judges, and in Deuteronomy 17 verse 11, and even in the Rambam's Sefer HaMitzvot as a positive commandment number 174, that we have to follow the rulings of the court, those judges that you appointed. And so that's where we get the authority. For example, for Hanukkah, the bracha is, blessed are you, Hashem our God, King of the universe, sanctified us with his commandments, who commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah lights. But we know the events of Hanukkah took place at the time of the Maccabees. It's not in the Torah to celebrate Hanukkah. It says in the Talmud that they established it, that the Sanhedrin established, or the rabbis established Hanukkah. And because Torah says to follow the rulings, that's why we say, you commanded us to light the Hanukkah lights, because you told us to listen to the court, and the court's saying to do these things. So it's like, how do you keep Shabbat? How do you keep Yom Kippur? Because Yom Kippur, there are certain things you have to do. Like you have to, in Leviticus, I believe, is that you have to inflict your soul. And if you don't do this, I don't know if it's, I've got to double check if it says you're a karet or whatever. So it's a serious claim. So you have to know, what does that mean to inflict your soul? And we know the Talmud says that this means to fast. Fasting, restraining from food and water and relations. Yeah, this is not like too in depth. I just want to give a basic understanding of what is oral Torah, why, where the authoritative comes from, what's the difference between the written Torah and the oral Torah, and how they connect and like complement each other. I could do a more in-depth video, but have to prepare for that. I think that's it for now, but thanks guys if you made it this far. Make sure to like the video, share it, subscribe for more, and let me know what other kind of videos you want to see, if you want me to go more in depth in something or anything I missed. I know I've probably missed a lot of stuff right now. It's a very short video. But yeah, I enjoy these videos. I hope you guys are too. So stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching.